Hi there. We're continuing our journey through the Psalms, the Tehillim, that's the praises in Hebrew, and we're in Psalm 119 in the Hebrew letter numbering system. That's Psalm Kof, Yud, Tet. Kof is 100, Yud is 10, and Tet is 9, so that's 119 together. And we're reading from verses 161 to the end of the Psalm, verse 176, the last two stanzas of this 22 stanza song. And each stanza, as we've said, begins with a successive letter of the 22-letter Hebrew alphabet. And so we're on the last two letters of the Hebrew alphabet. And the penultimate stanza begins with the letter Shin or Sin. If the dot is over this side of the letter, it's a sh sound. And if it's over this side of the letter, it's a sin sound. So it can either be sh or s. The ancient pictogram for this letter was a pair of front teeth, because this letter actually means that the word shin means a tooth or teeth in Hebrew, and so hence it has a pictographic representation of a tooth. But as I say, it's the letter, either the sh or the s, and actually both letters, both expressions of the letter begin different lines of this stanza. And so the first word is sarim. That's a sin sound. Sarim radafuni. Chinam, rulers pursue me without cause, for no reason. But even so, my heart is in awe of you. Midvarecha pachad libi. I'm going to keep in fear of you. I'm going to keep in the right place with you. I rejoice over what you say. Sasa anochi alimratcha. I rejoice over what you say. Kamodse shalal rav. It's like someone who has found a huge treasure, who's found a huge booty. He's so delighted with what he finds in God. Sheker saneti ata eva. And he hates lies and falsehood, and it disgusts him. Toratcha ahavti, but he says, I have loved your Torah formation, that nurture that you've been giving to me. Sheva bayom hilalticha, 7 times a day, I will praise you, I will celebrate you. That word halal, that word to go crazy about God, that word to be in celebration of him. Al mishpatet tzidkecha, because of the justice of your integrity. Your ways are true, your word is true, you are true. Shalom rav la'ohevei toratcha. Shalom, there's great wholeness, peace. This word is so much more than just peace, this word shalom. This is fullness, well-being, wholeness. And it says there is great peace for those who love your Torah way of life, who love your formation. Ve'en lamo mikshol, and there's no reason for offense in it. There's no way of tripping up against this, because it brings such peace. Shabbati lishuatecha Adonai says, I'm waiting. He's still waiting. He's desiring, looking for the rescue of God, Yeshua. That word that obviously later on becomes the name of Messiah himself, Jesus. He's waiting for Yeshuatek. He's waiting for your salvation. I'm waiting for your salvation, Lord. Amisvatecha asiti, and I'm doing what you say. I'm following your directions and I'm acting on them. Shamra nafshi edotecha, my soul, my life is keeping to your story. V'ohavem ma'od, and I really love those stories that you tell. I'm living my life from those. It's in the unfolding of my life that I am living those things out. And shamati pikudecha ve'edotecha, I'm keeping to, I'm guarding your principles, I'm guarding your stories. Kikol darchai negdecha, because everything I do, all my ways are in full view of you. Nedecha, they're in front of your face. So the singer here is really still appealing to God for his rescue, but saying, I'm committed to you. Even if I'm being pursued, I'm looking for your rescue, God. And here we are on the last stanza of this long song, and this stanza begins with the letter Tav. And Tav, originally in pictographic sign, was a cross, was a mark. It meant a mark, someone's mark, like a cross, 2 sticks laid across each other. But it became this in modern Hebrew, and this is the letter T, Tav. And so this is the one that ends the Hebrew alphabet. So actually, when someone talks about alpha and omega in Hebrew, they talk about aleph, tav, beginning and end. A and T, as it were. So the singer begins by saying, let my song come close to your face, Lord. Tikrav renati lefanecha Adonai. Let my song. There's quite a lot of lets in this stanza. Appeals to God to allow Him to do something. Kidvarecha havineni. According to your word, give me understanding. Is the desire again for insight and to understand. Tavo techinati lefanecha. Let my prayer come before you, and as you've spoken, Lord, rescue me. Chatzileni, he says, as you've said, rescue me. Let my lips pour out praise. Let my tongue be singing out your word. For all your directions are right. Kikol mitzvotecha tzedek. Everything you say is filled with integrity. May your hand be my aid. Tehi yadecha la'ezreni. Ki pekodecha b'chavti. Because I've chosen to follow your instructions. I've chosen to follow your principles. And says, Ta'avati l'shuatecha Adonai. I'm still longing for your rescue, Lord. He seems to say this a lot. I'm desiring your rescue. He has different ways of saying it. And your Torah formation is my joy. Let me live out my life in celebration of you. Techi nafshi tehilelecha. Let me live out my life in praise and celebration of you. Umishpadecha as aruni. And let your right wising ways be my helper and be my aid. And then there's an interesting last verse here where he kind of is confessing here. He says, Ta'iti kaseh oved. I went off like a wandering lamb, like a lost lamb. But bakesh avdecha. But you can come. You will look for me. He's saying, come, Lord, and find me. I'm wandering. I need you. Ki mitzvotecha lo shachachti, because I have not forgotten those all-important directions, God, that you give me. So in this last stanza, he's appealing to God, saying, let my song come to you. Let my cry come to you. But Lord, come and find me. I'm like a lost sheep. Don't let me wander without you. What an amazing song this is, this construction of 22 stanzas, each of a successive letter of the Hebrew alphabet, giving praise, establishing the singer's credentials in following God's ways and God's word, but also calling out to him for protection and deliverance and for rescue at the end of the day. We could spend many hours in this psalm just speaking those things back to God, because they too could be the cry of our heart. Let's constantly be coming to him and letting him know how we rely on him and how we're expecting his rescue. Have a good day.